Well, we recently lost Rich Homie Quan as well.
Yeah.
And
I was mad.
I actually did Quan's first interview. This was like over, oh my God, this is like 2013. It's probably like
yeah, him and Boo
12
was
years
cool,
ago.
cool. Him and Boo was cool.
Yeah, man, I've always liked Quan. Like me and him always kept in touch. We did multiple interviews. We've had, just private conversations along the way. He was going through it because they're kind of putting his name in the whole YSL trials. And he was kind of stressed out over that because, what he told me before he passed, and I kept it quiet because, I gave him my word I wouldn't say anything. But now that he's passed, I could talk about it.
Right.
He felt that whole situation was because Young Thug wanted him to sign, and he didn't want to sign to YSL. And then, Donovan Nut Thomas got between it, and then, that's when all the violence happened and everything else like that. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but ultimately, with his name being in the paperwork in terms of not cooperating, but, being one of the alleged victims, he was stressed out. He didn't want to take the stand. He didn't want to get involved. And I always kept the story quiet. So I'm thinking that he's probably stressed out. He's stressed out. And when you're stressed out, sometimes you start taking drugs to deal with it.
Sometimes you go back to drugs.
Yeah.
You go back to drugs.
Go back to drugs.
Yeah, you go back.
Right.
That back to drugs is a little worse than just doing drugs. Because back to drugs, you going back and you looking for this urge that, ain't really worth it after you find it. You get what I'm saying? So, but you going to search for it. You're going to search for it. Yeah, I was mad at that because him and Boo was cool too. She was calling me every time she was hanging with him. She said, man, he wants you on some stuff, Crunch. He wants you on some stuff. And it wasn't about the stuff or me getting on some of his music. It was just every time he and Boo was hanging out, they always called me and said that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of rappers will say shit and won't mean it at all. You get what I'm saying? Just to get out your face. But Quan was real. I couldn't believe that shit. I was just looking at this nigga. I was like, damn. He had the little young dude to come and see, go through his house. And yeah. And I was like, that little young dude cold. I like his ass. And then I was like, I'll catch him because I'm going to be down there fucking with him. And all of a sudden they said this shit. I was like, damn, what the fuck going on? I'm just like these fucking drugs. And it's crazy to hear me, my fault. It's crazy to hear me even say some shit like that, drugs. These fucking drugs. But grown. You get grown, you get to know when the shit really, really wrong.
Yeah, in 2025, if you're still doing street drugs, you were really gambling with your life.
Man, like a mother.
I was in Atlanta last year, and I was doing an interview with this artist. I don't want to say who it is, because I don't want him tied to the story.
Right.
But we did the interview, and some other guys were in the room. He left the room, and those two guys were like, oh, Vlad, we're big fans. You want some cocaine? And I'm like, no, I don't want any cocaine, man. I don't know, y'all. Listen, I don't do cocaine, period. I've never tried it. But if I were to ever try it, it wouldn't be with two random guys in the studio.
Right. I'm telling you, man.
That would not be that wouldn't be my introduction. That wouldn't be my introduction to it,
No, yeah, I feel you. Come on.
Yeah, but I was just stunned. I was stunned. And they were like, are you sure? I said, yes, I'm sure. I'm good.
And then they try to force it on you, didn't it? Goddamn cokeheads. Goddamn cokeheads. Don't want to do it by themselves, so they want to put it on everybody else.